Anti-Afro Spengali. People, listen, bear with me on this clip because I'm using this illustration from this white family, but it is so relevant. Had this occurred years ago with these freaks up here in these YouTube streets who are gay sex obsessed and claim to be heterosexual, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing. And what are they doing? They are sexually harassing heterosexual people with gay related rumors. They target specifically Black men who are married with children and start up rumors, pulling them out of whole cloth that they have gay sex, that they have secret gay lovers. They post photos of porn shots claiming it's them. They have photos that have been taken supposedly of their anuses and post them around. And if you don't agree with what they're doing, they'll call you gay. If you're a Black woman who dares to speak up for herself, don't agree with him, you're a lesbian. Even if you have a boyfriend, they're going to target you for gay rumors. Now, this speaks to their disposition about how they feel about LGBTQIA population. It's all about them. They have a sense of shame. If they had had these conversations that you're going to hear, or conversation, in their formative years, it would not have progressed to what we are seeing now. Because this is what they use to harass people, thinking they will shut them up. Because, oh my God, they're saying that I'm gay. Oh my God, they're spreading these rumors. This is what they want you to feel like. Had they have had these conversations, they themselves would not be feeling like they're feeling. And this relates to the person I'm going to be talking about in a few minutes, but it applies to a lot of other folks up in these YouTube streets who engage in this bullshit. Stay tuned and I will return.
How dare you?
What?
How dare you embarrass your father and me like this? What have you done?
Well, Allison, we decided we're not gonna get married, Dad, but I was gonna tell you, but
what? But what? You were going to tell me, but you didn't?
Look, Mom, we're not getting married, that's all. I think it's better we leave it at that.
No, I don't think so. The invitations have already gone out. People know. I want an explanation.
Mom.
You better start
Mom.
explaining yourself, young
Mom.
man. You owe me an explanation.
Mom, you know, Mom. You already know. You know exactly why. You want me to say it?
Now lower your voice.
No! You want me to say it? You want me to say it, Mom? I didn't swerve to avoid hitting a dog. I swerved to avoid living this life. So if it'd be better to be dead,
All right.
I'm gonna tell you that. No, you haven't, Mom! No, you haven't. I tried to kill myself.
No, you didn't. You had an accident.
No! 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 I thought it'd be better to be dead.
No.
Mom! I thought it'd be better to be dead than
No.
Yes! Than to tell you I was gay! I drove the car off the road on purpose. I did it on purpose, Mom. On purpose. Yes, on purpose. I did it on purpose.
No.
She knows. Mom, you know. You walked in on me and Kyle 2 years ago.
I won't listen to this. I will not have these things said in my house. You call Allison and you tell her that you're wrong, that you made a mistake.
You go to hell.
Matt.
Go to hell!
Matt!
Go to hell!
There you go. If you got problems or issues that you didn't work out when you were younger, or you're still dealing with them, deal with them. Don't put them on other people who don't have these issues. You all have the issues. That's why you keep bringing up gay male sex and putting it on people it has nothing to do with. That's why you keep pushing lesbianism on people who aren't lesbians. We don't have problems with LGBTQIA people. You do. This is why they keep infusing this into the conversation. And yes, it has everything to do with the person I'm talking about, Monty Woodgrain. Yes, it does. Okay, let's get it right out there. People are talking about Lenon Honor moved almost all of his Umar Johnson videos from public display or public view. I know people are saying that he deleted them. Obviously, he would never delete his videos. They're just not on public display. And by the way, people are allowed to do that for any number of reasons. It's their business what they do with their videos. It doesn't have to be something sinister, but understandably so. People want to know why Lennon Honor did this. And people are coming up with all of these opinions and views, and people are entitled to have their opinions and views. But goodness gracious, Monty Woodgrain has completely been torn off 55,000 chains, claiming not to care, but ran 3 live streams within 24 hours for a total of, I think, 9 hours. That's some special not caring. Now, why am I mentioning this? Because for some strange reason, he decides he wants to bring my name up and Gerald's name up, and there he is starting again with the sexual harassment, calling Gerald a faggot. So that we're exceptionally clear, this is a quote from Monty Woodgrain. Monty Woodgrain used the word faggot, which is not part of my vocabulary when referring to people. I'm only going to use it if I'm quoting someone. And this is what Monty Woodgrain called Gerald Palmer. Translation, he's calling him a gay man. So here we go again. Another interesting descriptor that Monty Woodgrain used was weirdos. He's calling us weirdos. He was referencing some past history, and he was talking about me and Gerald and the people who support us, and he calls us weirdos. So keep in mind, he used a derogatory term to describe Gerald, calling him a gay man, and he's calling us weirdos. Hang on to that. Just hang tight. I'm going to explain to you how utterly hypocritical descriptors are. The problem with Monty Woodgrain, he loves to run his mouth, but cannot stand it. He cannot tolerate anybody coming back with any truth about him or just making any sort of comment about him. He unravels. If that's the case, Monty Woodgrain, perhaps you need to learn to keep your mouth shut. So quit with your bullshit. Quit coming up talking about people who aren't saying jack shit about you. When was the last time I even mentioned this dude's name? So he's up here talking shit about us. We haven't said jack shit about his sexually harassing, male, gay, sex obsessed bullshit that he puts online. Now, he wants to call us weirdos. Look at the shit that he does online. He gets online and simulates having sex with a blow-up doll, inclusive of giving oral sex to a dildo, which is a penis. Well, these days, no telling what they're making. Just so we're clear, a penis dildo. Sucking a penis dildo on YouTube. Did you remember the words that he was using? Calling us weirdos? Calling Gerald Palmer gay? Using the derogatory term? Do you see what's wrong with this picture, people? Hang on, people, because we're not done with this Rev G is gay and you all are weirdos angle. Stay tuned, and I will return.
Yeah, he a nerd. He a nerd-ass, sucker-ass dude. He wouldn't last 10 minutes in Philadelphia. If I was to take Lenon out of down North Philly, that nigga would shit his pants. Oh my God, Monty, it's too many black folks around here. Oh my God, oh my God, he's on the corner smoking the blunt. Oh God, like jeez, I just can't do it. That nigga be so nervous. He'll thank me for the super chat while we in the streets of North Philly. Oh, thank you for the super chat, Monty. Like, nigga, I ain't give you no super chat. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm just nervous.
Here we go again, people. I'm this tough dude from the streets of North Philly. Oh, really? Can you even register in your mind that actually being a reality with Monty Woodgrain, listening to how he talks and looking at how he acts, he's going to walk down the streets of North Philly and register respect or fear on the streets? Oh, step aside. Here comes Monty Woodgrain. Whoa, whoa. Oh, please, this is a joke. That means you're going to walk down the streets of North Philly and tell the brothers to suck your dick, right? Let's see that. Let's see it. Yeah, you're so tough. You can tell these brothers, like you tell everybody here on YouTube, it pisses you off to suck your dick. You can walk down the streets of Philly and call brothers faggots. Yeah, you got that. You got the swag. You got the North Philly swag. People are stepping out of your way. Let's see you do it, Monty Woodgrain. Just like Umar Johnson, right? All talk. Oh, the tough guy for North Philly who gets on YouTube and initiates attacks against women who have miscarriages and who have children with special needs who didn't do jack shit to him. Didn't come after him. He's up here attacking families, attacking Lennon Arner's family, attacking Gerald, calling him a faggot. Who you calling a faggot on the streets of North Philly? Remember when Monty Woodgrain, I don't know if he still does this, would drive around in his car bragging about the car he's in? He's in a car talking shit. He's not walking down the streets of North Philly talking the shit that he was doing while he was driving around in this car that he was bragging about. I don't know what kind of car it was, but he was bragging about how much this car cost. Talking shit in the car with the windows rolled up. He wasn't yelling out the window. And we all know he talks about guns, how tough he is, how he's going to kick so-and-so's ass. Are you walking down the streets of North Philly flashing a gun, telling people not to mess with you? No, you're not. You are a phony. Lennon Honor would survive just like you're surviving by keeping your freaking mouth shut, or when you open your mouth, you know what to say and what not to say. That's why your ass is still walking this earth. Because if you did any of the things that I just mentioned, you wouldn't be around to tell about it. You see how this dude is? He's this big act. Nobody's buying this act. People will tune in, like I've said before, to a train wreck. They're waiting for the train to crash or to go off the tracks. And we know Monty Woodgrain is not innocent. He's been involved with all kinds of crap. And he doesn't limit this bizarre sexual ramblings and rants and obsessions about gay male sex or any sex to the internet. Because I know people he has spoken to off the internet, and it's not long before he starts getting just like he is on YouTube. So this is not an act. People want to say, well, I come to YouTube and I'm just in a character of bullshit. Pretty much how people are displaying themselves in their deviance and their disgust and their inappropriate conduct. You had better believe there are people in their lives who know all about what they are doing. Every single thing that they would say would never surprise the people that really know them, except for the white folks they're working with. So he's really going all out trying to get at Lennon Honor. He even goes to the point, listen to this, people, we got this phenomenon going on. This Umar, you're my friend now bullshit. Oh, people, come on. Are you serious? Umar's my friend now. I'm going to defend Umar. You know what? I should probably do a separate video on that. That deserves its own video. Umar, you're now my friend. Oh, Umar, yes, we are friends now. Oh, I'm going to defend Umar. And Monty Woodgrain is one of them. I'm going to deal with that in another video. But this dude's up here talking about he is so high and mighty and he's got all this money. But listen to this. He's ragging on Lennon Honor for, quote, begging for money. He says, Monty Woodgrain, he's got all this money because he's bragging all the time. He was begging. What is worse? A dude who claims to have all this money getting on the internet begging, because he has begged many times for a new studio or microphones or whatever. How are you begging people on the internet when you claim to have so much? Riding around in whatever kind of car he's riding around. To me, that's more sucker shit than somebody who's saying, yes, we need money to move. And I'm asking my supporters if they're going to chip in or are they willing to chip in. What situation is more sucker shit? Monty Woodgrain. The only difference is Monty Woodgrain is pissed because Lennon was better at getting the money than he was. Monty Woodgrain is pissed because Lennon came in and took over what Monty Woodgrain thought he had control. Again, this is specific to people who are running continuous live streams. Again, I'm distinguishing, I'm being very specific as to those who were primarily focusing on Umar. Doesn't have to be exclusive. And they were for sure revenue driven. Males. And Lennon Honor took it over. And Monty Woodgrain is still pissed. Still pissed that Gerald said his freaking jokes aren't funny. No one with any sense is convinced that Monty Woodgrain is some tough dude from the streets of North Philly. By the way, not everybody from North Philly is a thug in the streets. I mean, just the whole idea of trying to present this as offensive to the community, I think. If you had a life like that, you had a life like that. But trying to perpetrate as if you are some tough dude to be feared is bullshit. I can guarantee you Lennon Honor is not afraid of you. Gerald Palmer sure as hell isn't afraid of you. In fact, I don't know anybody that's afraid of Monty Woodgrain except for females that he targeted and harassed on and offline, including a mother who Monty Woodgrain had called up and said, your son is hanging in the closet. That mother is probably fearful of Monty Woodgrain because he struck probably the most intense fear she ever had in her life into her soul. But there is no man here on YouTube that I could even think of that would be fearful of Monty Woodgrain. Why? What is he going to do? He says he wants to kick people's asses. People, I'm not even going to go there, but he does not even know. No, Monty Woodgrain, I don't know anybody that's worried about you kicking their ass. No man anyway. And a woman had half sense wouldn't get anywhere near you unless she was strapped with any kind of weapon she could defend herself. So your tough guy persona falls flat. People are tuned in for a train wreck. You're still pissed off because Lennon Honor took over the Umar Johnson commentary and you could not come in and swipe it away if you wanted to get the same results. And he never even stops to think why it's the way that it is. He never stops to think that most people on earth are decent people. I mean, despite the garbage that we encounter in life, I still have belief that most people on earth are decent people and they don't want to sit around when they have one title in a video, come and listen to some dude rail on about cum and sperm and swipe. If people wanted to hear about that, they'd go to porn sites, go to a porn channel. They don't want to hear it from Monty Woodgrain or anyone else. We know there are exceptions. We know those exceptions, right? But most people don't want to hear that. But this dude is obsessed with these topics, calling other people gay. So just revisit the whole purpose. I'm pointing this out. He's calling Rev G gay using a derogatory term. And us weirdos. Okay, weirdos is your opinion. It's not actionable. But calling someone, quote, a faggot is. So Monty Woodgrain, just know right now, Gerald Palmer is not going to tolerate your sexual harassment. I'm going to support him in any action he's going to take against you if you think you're going to start down this road again. We're not putting up with the bullshit that you all thought we were putting up with before. And let me give you another warning. I never cared about those videos that Monty Woodgrain was doing, like he had me in a straitjacket. He was saying AAS. But if you work for a healthcare industry that serves people who are mentally ill, that video can cause you serious trouble. So you need to keep that in mind. Be mindful, people. Who are you working for? Who are you representing? What are your videos putting out? You know how employers are getting on these YouTube streets and Facebook. I hear they're all over Facebook. I have no idea if Monty Woodgrain has a Facebook, but they seem to be particularly focused on Facebook. And they aren't playing around. They don't want people associated with their industry, their company, their brand who are acting like this. So you need to be careful what you say about people and their mental health state. That is an exercise in self-execution and cannibalism. But don't try to explain that to Dumpsy. But you need to be careful because if you think you're going down the road that you can use Gerald Palmer or use me as content when you're going to start attacking us and using the sexualized language, we're not going to put up with it. And we don't care if people call us snitches. We don't care if people call us rats. We don't care. We're on YouTube to enjoy ourselves. Yes, things happen, but we're not on YouTube to be anybody's punching bag. The same goes for people who beg for us to come to your channel. Listen, they beg for us to come to their channels. Oh, please come. They get content from us. And then when we go to their channel, they want to use us as some sort of entertainment for attack. We're not doing that either. So there are channels that we go to. We have a good number of people blocked because the host might be saying something that appears to be interesting. However, if the host thinks the entertainment is to start reading every single comment from people who the host knows we have blocked, then it's time for us to skedaddle. We don't need to be there. We don't need to be there. It does not hurt us in any way to get the hell up out of there. Because you were the ones that asked us to come for a reason. You asked us to come there for a reason because you think it's serving some sort of benefit to you, to your channel. But we don't offer ourselves up to test the new guillotine and put our head into the little sockets in our arms to see if the guillotine is sharp enough to cut our heads off. We don't engage in that kind of behavior. So we'll simply just exit. It doesn't make us any difference. We're not losing anything. But we know exactly what went down. We're not stupid. We didn't fall off the turnip truck. Find another way to get entertainment. We are not going to be the whipping post and punching bag entertainment for any of these channels. We're just not going to do it. Mind you, this is under the auspices of irrelevancy. We are so irrelevant. And I didn't even open up the clips that I got this morning from these live streams that are talking about us the whole freaking time. Why are you talking about us? Do you have anything else to talk about? Anything else you can say besides talking about me and Gerald? And I have to say kudos to those who support us, who refuse to even go to these places. They win a few times. You're like, oh, no. Oh, no, I'm not going to go through. They are our strongest supporters. This is their attitude. They absolutely refuse to block anybody. If I have to block, we don't always agree. If I have to sit here and block people from a chat because the host is unwilling to control disrespectful and abusive behavior, I'm not going. That is the attitude of 99% of the people who support us, because you don't see them in these chats. Now, if we pushed and said, oh, come on, go, they would go. And we actually used to do that. We actually used to send people to support channels and give people subs. But it was very upsetting to people who supported us. They found it just intolerable to sit around and look at comments where people are trashing us. And I understand that. So it feels a lot better to be in a space where you know you don't have to even deal with anything like that. So no, we don't encourage or say to people, let's get this person's subs up. We don't do that anymore because of the abuse that goes on in these channels that is unmanaged. So someone had said when AAS used to show up, all these people would come because I would tell them to come over and they would come, but they're not doing that anymore because they cannot stand any of you demons. They know that you're evil and they don't want to be anywhere around you or any of the people that you allow into your chat that are horrendously and criminally abusive. That is the situation. Let's go back to the very beginning, because remember, Monty Woodgrain attacking Gerald Palmer, calling him gay, using a derogatory term, and calling us weirdos. Here is the bottom line. Gerald Palmer is an LGBTQIA ally and has been attacked for that. His role, as goes for other allies, is to make sure people from the LGBTQIA community have knowledge and access to their human rights like everybody else. It's that simple. And it includes helping people from the LGBTQIA community deal with people like Monty Woodgrain, who use sexual orientation as a weapon. What that means, I want to clarify what I mean. It doesn't matter what your sexual orientation is to someone like Monty Woodgrain. He will use it as a weapon. Whether he knows your sexual orientation or not, he's going to try to label you as, he'll use derogatory terms, as a member of the LGBTQIA community. Because in his mind, it is something to be ridiculed. It is something to be harassed for. It is something to be ashamed of. It's something to be humiliated with on a world stage. A big part of an ally is to provide support to people who get subjected to this type of behavior that you see Monty Woodgrain and other demons focused on. I want to make this clear, however. While Gerald, he has the banner that he waves strong and proud, and I'm proud of him for doing that, this is about a human rights issue that no person should be subjected to based on your race, based on your gender, based on your national origin, based on your religion, based on your disability status, based on your age, based on certain medical diagnoses. Human rights and civil rights are not reserved exclusively for our people. But someone like Monty Woodgrain, that's his mindset. So he picks the LGBTQIA community and attacks people in that community or people in our race, because he doesn't mess with white people. We know this, right? And if you don't agree with him, he doesn't like you, he uses that same disgusting, vile rhetoric. You must be gay, you must be a lesbian, you're a faggot, and this and that and the other. All these derogatory terms, you're a dyke. He does this. This is who he is. But I'm just making it clear that you have people who are not going to put up with that. If somebody else decides they want to let you do that, that is their business. You must be gay, you must be a lesbian, you're a faggot, and this and that and the other. All these derogatory terms, you're a dyke. He does this. This is who he is. But I'm just making it clear that you have people who are not going to put up with that. If somebody else decides they want to let you do that, that is their business. So people, I'm going to play a clip. This is a conversation between the parents of the young adult you saw at the beginning of the film or the video. If these conversations were held earlier in life with many of these demons, however the situation turned out to be, whether they are addressing issues with sexuality or sexual orientation, whatever it may be, the conversations obviously weren't held, or else we wouldn't be seeing this behavior. People, this is outrageous. It's immature, and in many respects, it's criminal that people engage in these type of attacks. It does apply to white people, because if you attack a white person based on their race, that is also considered protected class status. It doesn't exclude white people. See, people really need to get some education. They just don't seem to get it. But be sure you don't touch that dial after you hear buyer beware.
Did you talk to Matt?
Yeah.
Was he going to call her?
Lisa, I don't think that's a very good idea right now.
What do you mean you're just going to let him get away with it?
Get away with what? What am I letting him get away with?
With embarrassing us. With humiliating us.
Maybe it's not about us. Maybe it's about him.
What are you Of course it's about us. All of it. I've spent my entire life sacrificing so my children can have a future. So they can be something. Don't tell me it's not about us. It is us. This is us.
What do you want from him, Lisa? Would you rather have his brains smashed around the street or see him hanging in the garage? What is it you want? Do you love your children, Lisa? Whatever they are, they're our children.
It's a lie. It's all a lie.
No, it's not a lie.
This is a lie. This is a lie. This is a lie.
No, it's not a lie.